Alrighty, I am back, and welcome back, YouTube. The break is over, and the new recording has been started. So as I said before the break, just finished up with that full item rando, and we're now going to move into everyone's favorite, the Professor Oak Challenge in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'll say it correctly for once. Look, the Japanese pronunciation of it sounds more like Arceus, so that's my justification for saying it that way. Do I need further justification? I don't think I do. So, yeah, let's get back into it, shall we? And by back into it, I mean let's just get into it in the first place. Also, hey, Callie. Let's see, over to here, and then you. Game is already loading up. Look, if they didn't want people to pronounce it like Arceus, then they shouldn't have spelled it like Arceus. That's all I'm gonna say. Funnier this way. But I did play a little bit the other day. I guess I should actually cover that. The Joy-Cons were horrifically drifty. And they still are, because of course they are. My god. So, yeah. Spoiler alert. I can't even play the fucking clip because the Joy-Cons are drifting that much. Oh my god, stop drifting! Just right here. There you go. Threw a ball, saved, and it stayed in. Staravia is a repeat capture though, so doesn't count towards a thing. Also, I found a satchel just after this. It's kind of hard to see, but at the same time, it says it right there. 100 merit points. I'm not doing that. So yeah, I actually got a satchel that gave me the maximum amount of merit points, which is awesome. If only they were all like that. And then, yeah, that was it. And we've got a B-Barrel outbreak. Goody. How does he even calculate merit points? I don't know. It's probably just random number. Okay, that's where it is. What the hell is the goal currently? Yeah, let's just get the $500 goal met, I guess. Even though we're like, what, 350? Yeah, a little under 350 points. Because, look, it just... These Joy-Cons have a mind of their fucking own. I'm not gonna go straight for the outbreak, I'm gonna do my usual loop. And we'll get to it when we get to it. Hey, Eevee, run away. Thank you. Just despawning the Eevee so that that slot can be something else, potentially. Because I kind of need a shiny Eevee at some point. Actually, 3 of them. Or up to 3, I should say. At this point. go run back up here and check those spawns really quick. Hey look, another Eevee that I can scare off. The fun thing is now, if I find a shiny Ponyta or Bidoof, it doesn't count. Neither of them count, because obviously I have 8 shiny Bidoof now, but I also have a shiny Ponyta that isn't the guaranteed one. So Bidoof Claws kicks in for both of them, just like it did for the Staravia. Need to deal with Magikarp at some point. Got any shinies up top? Probably not. Oh, that reminds me, actually, speaking of Pokemon up top. I finished off Blissey, finally. "40 Draining Kisses? Is that what the move was? Draining Kiss? I think so. Also, in case it wasn't obvious, there's 0 shinies up here. What is that, though? And no chances. See? It's all completed. Well, minus that final entry, but I think that's much later in the game. Captions? Are there captions? Did I install that plugin at some point? I might have. I don't remember. I think I did install the thing for that. Yeah, captions, experimental. Cloud closed captions. Oh, well that one's not enabled. What about this other one? Yes! Yes, it is. Raining Kiss. Draining Kiss. Closed caption system. There you go. Yeah, so I've had that plugin installed for a while. Nice to know that it works, I guess. Although with how quiet I can be at times, I don't know how reliable it actually is. But never mind that. Yeah, it looks like there's actually a captioning system built into OBS directly now. So I have 2 options for it. And one I know is the plugin that I installed. Not shaking. Not shaking. Not shiny. So far, yeah. There's likely to be more. You're not a B-barrel. Hello? Alright, all you come here. Thinks I'm speaking Chinese. Right. I need to use more... Actually, is it bulk up, or... Yeah, it's bulk up. I need to use bulk up. That's what it is. Well, like I said, nobody really expects automatic closed captions to be 100% accurate, right? So it's bound to throw some errors up every now and again. So shiny is picked up as being Chinese. That's amusing. I'm done with close combats. But I've got a lot of strong style moves to use yet on Machamp. Machamp I'm just gonna have to go through and properly do that at some point. Actually, I can look at what the system is doing. Yeah, Chinese. I did not say I think I'm speaking Chinese. Damn these auto captions. But it did pick up shiny correctly at one point. That's amusing. There are settings for it? Oh, but they appeared off to the side somewhere where I can't see them. You, get on that monitor. Profanity filter. On. Unreliable. That's fine. Hey, captions. Fuck you. Well, just remember, this system has been in place for quite a while. Like, this is nothing new to the stream. I installed this ages ago. Also, nice fucking censoring. Muffins. Sprunk pant. Doesn't censor that stuff. Shit. Crap. Doesn't censor crap. Done sense of crap. Oh boy. Alright, I'm going to turn the censoring off because, fuck you, basically. Yep, that one worked. Alright, anyway. I only have one thing left. Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine that that's an issue because I don't always pronounce T's properly. That's actually the reason why Crew Chief always misreads rolling starts and standing starts and whatnot. Because I say rolling start, not rolling start. I figured that out ages ago, which is why I can abuse that to use rolling fart as the way to get to do rolling start, or standing start for that matter. Really? That was agile style. It wrapped around to agile style, even though I only actually pressed the button once. this outbreak isn't going to give me a shiny, I'd like it to just stop spawning Pokemon so I can move on with my life. There we go. Yay, all that for nothing. I'm done with Parasect, so I don't even really have a reason to run a specific way around here. Other than, I guess, just check spawns for shinies. Because, you know, I don't have enough of them as it is. There are particular shinies that I need, though. Or particular shiny... No, that doesn't sound right. Don't say that. That doesn't sound right. Stupid captioning system. Y'all just had to go and point it out after all this time, didn't you? No fire monkeys. So disappointing. I wonder if I'll actually get a Gyarados spawn for once, because I haven't been getting any as of late, and since I only started checking for them fairly recently, means I still have a long way to go on them. Alpha isn't shiny, fortunately enough. Don't need another one of them. Sigh. And then again, there's nothing really more for me to do this way. Not like on the loop, at least. There might still be Pokemon I need to take care of, but at this point, it's more of a shiny check than anything. Oh dear, that was almost bad. I picked up that thing, but okay, game. Whatever you say. We're good. Doesn't look like there's actually a Mime Senior for me to check, but I don't think I need one anymore. Of course, don't need Quillfish. I guess I could finish up Quillfish's research today. That's something I can do. Could just be get one more Overquill and that's that. I still need to get 3 more Overquill on top of that. But in terms of quillfish, I only need to get one more, essentially. In fact, let's do that. Let's just get quillfish over and done with. And then maybe I can wrap up Machop as well. And by extension, Machoke. Where am I going? Yep. Yeah, see just how bad the sticks are drifting at this point? It's really not good. Anybody got like $150? I could definitely fix them if I had that much. Hold on. Game. Can you please recognize backstrikes as backstrikes? Where'd the other one go? Over there. The annoying part is that you need to use, for overclock, you need to use 40 Barb Barrage, 25 Dark Pulse, 40 Strong Style moves, and 40 Agile Style moves, which means you have to use more moves than is actually required because of the Strong and Agile Style. But that's for Overquill, not Quillfish. Even the right joystick on the Joy-Con, the right one that controls the camera, is wanting to drift more frequently now. It's not that expensive to fix both of them. I think it's really 100% accuracy. The fog literally just rolled in and I instantly miss. Fine, I'll get the stupid balloon first. Yeah, anyway, I think replacing both of the Joy-Cons would be like... What is it? Around $35, $40 total? It's not a ton. But it's also not like $5. I hear somebody being an idiot in the distance. Game, you keep spawning this Eevee, but it's still not white. What gives? Bidoof pulling off some bullshit there. Have just 8 more to do, and that's exactly how many I would need, except fog causes issues, because of course it fucking does. Hopefully I don't miss this as a result of the fog. Thank you. Seriously appreciate if the fog would just go away. Let me just explore the other things just to delay a little bit longer in the hopes that the fog does go away. You can also go away, Eevee, because you're not shiny either. I guess I could technically just sleep until morning. No harm in it. It's not like there's any timers that get reset from me sleeping at this point in the game. It would also respawn Pokémon. Though some have clearly already respawned. Let's get these last 8 strong cell barb barrages out of the way. Where is the other Shanks? There it is. I saw one further down the hill, but that's the spawn further down the hill. It's not the one that had just been there. Oops. Well, I'm gonna need to heal up and do that once more, so, Let's just go up this way and heal again. Just a little while this time. If you don't hear the little music jingle while sleeping there, it means time hasn't passed and the timers haven't reset. Everything but just a little while will reset timers, though. Just a little while just heals the team, that's it. I love getting a backstrike and then having it not be recognized as a backstrike. It's seriously awesome. Where did... There you are. It's amusing how the running animation doesn't really slow down, but the time otherwise slows down, so you're essentially just running in place. Yeah, like that. There's... And final one. There we go. Can evolve. So since that perfects Quillfish, I have no reason to keep it as a Quillfish, and so just evolve it into an Overquill, because I need more of them. 3 more of them, after this, to be precise. See? 2 out of 2, I need 5 total. Gastrodon, I still need to do some moves. 32 Mud Bombs and 40 Strong Style. Thank you, because you have higher attack. Alright, let's see. What do I need to do for Machop? Strong Style, Rock Smash. I just tried to click into the game. That's not how that works. Switch all of them in, actually, so I can just try and get them all evolved at the same time. There we go. So I need to get enough experience on these guys to evolve all 3 of them, but I also need to use 25 Rock Smash and 25 Strong Style moves. Asshole. Alright, there was another one of you. Bruh, let me attack. What an asshole. Odds are I'm probably gonna need to visit the Blissey in order to get them evolved. But that's honestly fine. That's why I didn't swap out Machamp. Yeah, the Bidoof are not surviving this. Bidoof are decently tanky, all things considered, in this game at least. But super effective, stab, strong style. Yeah. Not happening. More over here. I mean, Fire Horse will do. I don't know how they'll survive. Okay, that's how. Rude. I don't think there's any Bidoof in the area. We'll go over here to get these guys. Little one and a big one. Thank you for pausing and not turning around. Christ, the aiming. Basically halfway to being done with the moves. They always think they can escape, and okay, yeah, sometimes they do, but not very often. And more to go. Where is another Bidoof? I think I got rid of all the ones up this way, so these two over here. And there's some more as well elsewhere. Don't need to beat up Bidoof. They're just easy to beat up. And unlike other times, there's no chance of Bidoof running away unless I miss the backstrike, which happens more frequently than it should. Of course, I can also just miss the move that I'm trying to use. Rude. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with the weasel, specifically because I just don't. I guess I actually could have. I should have been down to 1 PP, but then I accidentally misclicked. Now I definitely don't want to deal with you, though. Make the not shiny Eevee run away again. Again, it's not that I don't like Eevee. I like Eevee. That's why I'm not killing it. But I want it to get out because it's not shiny. I need shiny Eevee. So, if it's not shiny, it needs to go and make room for a potential shiny. Just 3 more. Can you not turn around like that? Alright, whoever's next, you're gonna finish this up for me. Look at this lucky Bidoof. And by lucky, I mean unfortunate. There we go. Strong style complete. Rock smash complete. Now just run up to Blissey and take it out. And that should give enough experience, hopefully, probably won't, but hopefully enough experience to evolve the 3 Machop. Also, can I Skyrim horse my way up here? I feel like if it's gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be like right here. You missed. Come on, there's a little ledge you can totally hop onto right there. What if I did this, actually? No. Easier said than done. I think this is the most promising spot right there, but unfortunately I just can't find a good spot to dig in and get up. Oh well. If I had Sneasler or Graviary, I'd be able to get up there no problem. Obviously, not this early in the game, I don't have that option. Thank you. Of course, given the level of these Pokemon, I really don't think you're supposed to be up here at this point. But at the same time, they have higher level Pokemon on the other side of the river, down by, down here in the Sanjum Flats. And this little jump there is nothing, so... who knows what they actually intended. Clearly there's ways up and around and such. Who knows? Move mastered, new move. That's it. Yeah, you were supposed to land before then. Get an extra bulk up in there, because why not? I don't need it. But I do have to use that move a number of times, so might as well. So I think that said 37, not 36, like I have written down. No, it said 36. Snorlax is going to get 2 turns in a row, but then I get 2 turns in a row. And it missed. And I wish that typo of 63 was accurate. Yeah, 27 is not high enough. How high do we need to go? Literally just 1 up. Alright, time to evolve 3 of the same Pokemon. And with that, I have not only completed Machop, but I've also got the 2 remaining Machoke that I needed, and the evolutions, which thus completes Machoke as well. Wait for it. See? I'm not gonna sit through all the things though if it has more to show. And as the bot said, it's time for a break. So let's take a break. But first this. Bullfish perfected, 2 Overquill, Machop perfected, Machoke perfected, and then that's where we stand for Machamp. Which puts us at a total of 35,980 points. I need about 42,000 to progress, but I also need 2 shinies. So at least I can do the shiny hunting off stream. Anyway, time for a short break. Just going to take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and just generally get away from the computer for a bit. During this time, I am going to run some ads. It's the only time during the stream that I run ads, prevents pre-rolls for the next hour, and thus ensures the gameplay is completely ad-free for everyone. The only ads are run during these breaks, so that it happens during a part of the stream that you can just ignore. When I come back, we'll go for another hour of Legends, but honestly, it's probably going to be the last hour of Legends. I know it's only 2 hours instead of the usual 3 that I do, but like I said earlier, I just haven't been feeling up to playing Legends as much recently. Plus, you know, it's SGDQ week and all that, so yeah, I don't even know what they're running at the moment. I think the last I saw it was Shovel Knight, but doesn't mean that they're actually running it currently, or Hollow Knight. Well, there was a knight in there somewhere. Anyway, totally recommend checking that out, but preferably don't abandon my stream just for that. I mean, I understand if you do, but appreciate if you at least stick around through the end of the stream. Anyway, like I said, short break. Ads will run. When I get back, we'll continue with more of the Professor Oak Challenge. BRB. Alrighty, I am back, and without further ado, let's just get back into it, shall we? I think I want to do something a little bit different this time, because there are a number of things that need to happen that the only way to make them happen is just to leave and come back constantly. So I think I'm just going to spend the next hour probably primarily focusing on doing that loop that I've been doing, not fully, but at least out to Gyarados. And just, you know, do what I can do, and then reset. Not literally reset, but rather leave the area and re-enter, effectively resetting the spawns and giving me more chances at the stuff that I actually want. The only way that I'm actually going to be able to get the shiny Heracross is just by re-entering over and over and over again. But also, the Cherubi trees. Chansey spawns as well up top. They are on the rarer side. And because they've been so elusive up to this point, I definitely want to take advantage of respawning them constantly just to see if I can actually get one to appear. And get that little bit closer. Did I see pink? No. The unfortunate part is that there's no easy way up from this side, so I have to loop around like this. Don't need to bother with the Blissey, that's just a waste of time to kill it. Don't need the experienced camera. Don't just stop 180 degrees off. Keep spinning, you bastard. Combee is another shiny that I need, so I am gonna go a little out of my way just to check for spawns over there. That has gotta be just outside of the damage range. Like, any further and you must take damage. That's gotta be so close. Tiny worm? Tiny worm? Same spawn point that I got the first time. I'll resave just to ensure that I actually catch it. Again, Bidoof Claws comes into effect there, because that's, well, as I just said, that's not only not the first Wurmple I've gotten, that's the second Wurmple at that exact spawn point that I've gotten on this save. So, because of the Bidoof Claws, it doesn't count towards the shiny incentive. Swing a little over there to see if there's any shinies over that way. Because again, Bidoof, B-Barrel, they're good odds at getting shinies. A lot of things are at this point. Could have gone up slightly more to the right. I would just beeline straight to the Gyarados, but again, I'm looking for a shiny Fire Monkey, because I actually do need to get that one before moving on to the next area. Thanks, Evil. He actually originally said Turtwig, but that's only because he didn't realize that I was still stuck in the field once. Oh boy. Oh, I guess on that note, I did add a new incentive. It's something I probably should have done sooner, but it's basically just the $25 goal times 2 plus the $15 goal. Better bang for your buck. So it's essentially $65 value at $50 instead. That lets you get 2 alphas in areas of your choice. Hey, look, a Gyarados. Yeah, that demo better be close enough to you. Magikarp, come over here. Need your help. Is that close enough? Okay, that is close enough, although hopefully I didn't just fall in the water. Okay, don't switch to that. Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, I said. Out of the water. Alright, and with that, let's just go back and leave. Oh yeah, the shiny Wurmple. Like, wait a minute, I caught a Pokemon? I don't remember catching a Pokemon. Because it was the shiny that I just did a drive-by on. No need to go overboard with it, right? Yeah, this is the time when I honestly don't want an outbreak to occur, because that slows things down. I'd rather just get more checks in, more reloads. I mean, I've already had one this stream, Kiosk, so it's not that likely. It's never that likely, honestly. There's the fire horse. I don't think an Eevee can spawn there, but it can spawn over here. Since I don't have to dread adding another shiny to the hunting list because of shiny Bidoof and now Ponyta as well, I have zero qualms with actually going over and checking. Whereas before I was a bit like, I don't really want to go overboard with it because more shinies equals more hunts. But yeah, Bidoof claws. Probably should have had that clause in from the very beginning. I know just how many shinies I can get, especially with perfected research and just always spending time in this area. But I also wasn't honestly expecting to hit perfect X research anytime soon, so there's that. Granted, I kind of did that to myself by lowering it as much as I did. But so be it. No chancey. At this point, I could technically fly to the arena. It would be a lot faster, but I'd also miss out on some spawn points. And again, as I said before, I do need a shiny Combi at some point. And there's some Combi right up here. Never know when you're gonna find a shiny. And you never know when the closed captions are gonna turn shiny into Chinese. That is a rather amusing thing though, but again, considering how quiet I can be sometimes, I'm not that surprised that it's mixing things up. Automatic closed captions can be rather unreliable like that. Also still amusing in a way that it took that long for anybody to seemingly notice that it was a thing. I don't know, maybe somebody noticed it in the past and I just forgot. Tree! Cherubi, eh? I need to catch one more of you. After that, I can start murdering them. To be fair, I have to murder them. Like, number defeated. 0 out of 5. I don't have a choice in the matter. Blame Professor Lavendon. Be sure he's the one that comes up with all this Pokédex nonsense in the first place. Oh please, these damn Joy-Cons. Again, friendly reminder. Just another like $150 or so and I'll fix them because I have more important things to worry about before fixing the Joy-Cons. It should be closer to $125, admittedly. I think I jumped ahead a little bit on, I'll remove that from the display. I think I jumped ahead a little bit on increasing it since I am increasing it every month. Because again, more important things to worry about. Bills and shit. I'm broke. I need money. These Joy-Cons, though, as you can see, do work. So... priorities. I'd love to fix them. Trust me, I hate the stupid Joy-Con drift. I hate it, but gotta pay the bills before I fix the things that are less important. Yeah, like I said, it probably should be closer to 125, but 150 would actually help to ensure that everything else is covered and cover the cost of the Joy-Cons, because, again, buying 2 of them costs, I think, upwards of $40. But I doubt we'll hit that goal, ever. More importantly, right now... Gyarados? Do I have to knock out Magikarp? I do, right? Hey, Magikarp. Get both of them over here. Sure, since you showed me your back, I'll just get the other one to go away, admittedly. Hey, other Magikarp, come back. Come over here. Good Magikarp. Yay, Dex progress! I only have to do that another 37 times. Actually, it's foggy. Don't the Chansey line tend to spawn more when it's foggy? I didn't move the camera. I didn't do that. I did move the camera there, though. Give me a break. Very foggy up here, but of course nothing is actually spawning. Oh, everything is as it was. I felt the vibration in the Joy-Cons from landing in the water. Should be up to 36,020. Between that and that. Oh look, I was right. What a surprise. Alright, back to the village to do another loop. Kiosk, I literally have a spreadsheet open over there to track all this shit. Of course, I know what the values are. And yeah, I know, you could say the same thing because spreadsheet, but... You got a better way to track this without, you know, using the game itself? Maybe if I'm quick, I can get back over to where the Chansey can spawn and hopefully have a better chance at a Chansey spawning. Hello? I guess they don't spawn in the fog. Very sparkly rock over there. What about you? Nope. Pink Heracross would be nice. Do I have level 10 Dex research on that? I'm not doing that. Yes, I do have level 10. But of course, I would, because I've caught it plenty. Right, I'm gonna stop using the joystick to turn, and immediately it turns. Trying to adjust my volume and it just kept jumping back and forth too much. I have very specific values I like to keep it set at. Various things. Mostly because I don't want it to feed back into the microphone if possible. I don't think it does terribly much, not enough that you can really notice it without isolating the microphone channel by itself. But considering that nowhere does anybody actually get access to that besides me, not really a thing, you know? Like, the individual tracks are there in the recording. But Twitch gets a lower quality merged audio track. And YouTube gets the 320 kilobit per second merged audio track. Twitch gets like 160 or 192, I forget what it's set to, because that's what they prefer, seemingly. and then all the other audio tracks are just ignored. Usually I don't need them, but I have them for highlight purposes and such. Because you know how much easier it is when you can just isolate the audio tracks? Not shaking, and doesn't look like it's shaking either. I should have collected that. As in, like, I pressed the button. The game just didn't collect it for me. And it's not fucked. Fortunately, it's very unlikely that I'll see Parasect shiny at this point, simply because it's not perfected, because I can't perfect it. I think it's the next section I'll be able to perfect it. But for now at least, there's just that one request that I can't do. That's the only thing keeping me from perfecting it. It's okay, because I don't want to see a single one of them shiny, ever. It'll probably happen at some point, but I don't want to see it. Yeah, I gotta say that doing this probably isn't the most entertaining thing. And, I mean, it's not the most productive thing either. Just continuously running around, checking certain spots on the map and such. But again, this is something I have to do at some point. If for no other reason than the Heracross and the Cherubi trees. Whoop, well. Never mind that. Can't get out of the water from there. So no bothering the Magikarp this time. Glad that didn't happen while there was a Gyarados there. In theory, if I wasn't hunting for shiny Eevee, well, I guess I'd still want to. I was thinking I could spawn at the middle camp, but Heracross. So I'll have to go out of my way to see that. It would be better to just go this way. But instead of wandering around looking for a potential shiny Eevee, instead just, you know, beeline over to the crossing there. Unfortunately, nighttime also overwrites a lot of the spawns with Drifloon, so good luck seeing anything that you want beyond that. Someday that thing will be pink. Whether it's male or female, it will be pink. That's the two trees. Ow, it actually stayed in a straight line all the way across. The Joy-Con drift is a really weird thing. Like, sometimes it's just non-existent, seemingly. Like back there, and right now. Yeah, there might have been a little bit there. Like, it just won't drift at all. And then other times it goes crazy. That time when you bastards showed up. Actually, hold on. I want to do it this way. Oh, okay. That's not cool. Wasn't gonna give me a chance there once I got out of battle. Oh well. With how many resets I need to do yet for various things, I'll get the Chansey eventually. Like, there are things that are much further off of being completed than Chansey. I literally just need to catch 3 more. Which, in theory, I could just take some of the Happiny I no doubt still have and just evolve them. In fact, honestly, I should probably just go about it that way. But no rush. No rush. If it ends up being, like, the last thing I need to do, I'll just do it that way. But for now, it doesn't matter. Not shaking. Doesn't appear to be shaking either. Accidentally let go of B and that screwed me up. Perfected Zubat as well. So many of these Pokemon, like Kricketot, perfected. Paris, perfected. Zubat's perfected, as I already said. Kricketune is perfected, though I'm not sure there was one there. Geodude is perfected. Heard a Kricketune. Stantler, perfected. Of course, you don't know what I mean by perfected. I mean the dex entries. You can see. Mime Jr., perfected. Heracross, not perfected. Mr. Mime, not perfected. Just have to use Agile Style and Mimic. Agile Style moves. Monferno, not perfected. Joy-Con Drift, pain in the ass. Shinx is perfected as well. The reason why them all being perfected matters is the shiny rate. If I've never caught them, which for any of the overworld spawns isn't the case, then I think Pichu is also perfected. Fuck off, Alpha. But if I've not caught them before, haven't done enough research on it, then they're just at the 1 in 4096 base shiny odds. If I've got at least research level 10 on there. Gyarados! Stay on the dirt. Research level 10, then, hey, Gyarados. You bastard. Research level 10 cuts the rate in half down to 1 in 2048. Magikarp. That's why I wanted the Magikarp to come over, because they can be useful. But yeah, being perfected, having a perfect dex entry, means that the rate is cut in half again. So instead of being 1 in 4096, which is the base rate, or 1 in 2048, which is the research level 10 rate. Don't ask me how it calculates research level 10, it's just some amount of dex research. But perfected dex entries, they get reduced down to 1 in 1024. Yay, more dex entries. Alright, where does Gyarados actually stand? Did it use a move the other time? It did. It used Hurricane. Thought so. Also, yes, I had to see Magikarp use Splash 100 times. That's a thing you have to do. That for now, 36,040. And we loop once again. Like I said before, it's not the most interesting thing, but this is part of doing a Professor Oak challenge in this game. It's just very repetitive. But I'd rather... Wow, double EV spawn. I'd rather perfect Pokedex and do Professor Oak challenges and such. And then other things like various randos, item randos, warp randos. Just randos? I don't know. Then do Nuzlocks or other challenge runs of that nature. Which game would be the worst Professor Oak challenge if not this? Ooh, that's an interesting question. How about I just run through the generations and list some of the disadvantages? Because honestly, like, there are definitely worse ones than others. Gen 1... you have a limited number of trainers, so you pretty much are stuck grinding off of wild Pokemon, which isn't ideal. Because again, you have to perfect the dex as much as possible, you know, capture as many Pokemon and evolve them to the maximum extent possible before getting the next badge. And also don't forget that you can usually just ignore badges in Kanto to some degree and continue to progress. So, like, once you get the second badge, you can get all the way to Fuchsia. Right? I think you... yeah, you can. You don't need to get badges for the Pokeflute. So there's that aspect. Also just Gen 1 jank. Gen 2, level curve sucks. And you still have to get Pokemon in Kanto. That's also a thing. Gen 3, again, you literally were not just there. Okay. Gen 3... okay, Ruby Sapphire. Yeah, it does, Chaos. Ruby Sapphire... you looked orange, but you're clearly not. Ruby Sapphire have... pickup, which is nice. Pick up Zigzagoon to get you rare candies. Emerald, that's still possible. However, you have to train the Zigzagoon up because the pickup tables have been expanded and rare candies don't show up until I think like at least level 30. And I think it actually gets better the higher level you are. But you have the experience share in Gens 2 and 3, but you can actually get it early in Gen 3. Neither tree is shaking. And I'm definitely skipping over some things, but I don't think the early generations are the absolute worst. I think later on is where the absolute worst comes into play. Generation 4, well, let me put it this way. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are definitely the best Generation 4 game to the best Sinnoh game to do a Professor Oak challenge in. Even with the updated experience curves. Diamond and Pearl, you've got the Munchlax to deal with. You've got other things. I honestly don't remember everything that is like particular to those games, but I know Gen 4 just in general, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are all just I've already done that challenge, so you should know how that goes. I guess the remakes as well. Fire Red, Leaf Green are basically along similar lines to Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, although I don't know about pickup as much. Plus you have the returning Pokemon in the Sevi Islands to consider as well. So Islands 1 through 3 don't have as much. I think most of it's Islands 4 through 7, which is the post-game. Post-Elite Four, so there's that. Heart Gold, Soul Silver is actually a more obnoxious one, believe it or not. Because, while the experience curves are better, you have the small issue of the Safari Zone. That's another issue for Gen 4, is Safari Zone. With the daily encounters. Which, again, just to give you an idea of how bad they can be, I spent more time trying to get... Well, okay, this was Swarm, admittedly, but I spent almost as much time, I think, trying to get all the daily Pokemon in the Gen 4 Safari Zone, the Great Marsh. Almost as long doing that as I did getting Munchlax out of one of the honey trees, which, as a reminder, you have to RNG check for that. Otherwise, you have to wait to get Munchlax because, you know, you might not have one of your... You only have certain numbers, certain trees that can give you a Munchlax, so you have to know which ones are which. And so, yeah, I literally had to check my my trainer ID using a tool to see, okay, is this an ID that's going to give me 97? Nice. And an experience candy as well. Neat. Is that one that's going to give me a Munchlax? And I don't remember if I got it first try or not, but the one I ultimately settled on did give me a Munchlax as early as possible. Yeah, the Great Marsh daily encounters can be annoying. The Safari Zone in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, though, is its own thing, and that definitely makes it one of the most obnoxious things to deal with for a Professor Oak challenge, because you have to meet certain conditions, because that's the configurable Safari Zone, and it has things that you can put out. I've read through Mulax's guide on it before, Mulax being the one who's made, I think, the guide that I've used every single time thus far. They have a lot of guides out for pretty much every single game, and it's awesome of them to actually do that. Just gives you a general idea. The Legends Arceus guide is actually what I have linked in the document TM. Not actually trademarked. But yeah. It's... oh god. The Safari Zone in Heart Gold and Soul Silver is one of the worst. It's one of the worst. I can't even tell you how bad it is because it's not something I'm familiar with enough. But I think you have to have like your Safari Zone configured in the right way for like 100 in-game days, which, mind you, is effectively real-life days, but you might be able to manipulate the clock on the DS to bypass that. It's very particular. Very obnoxious. Gen 5 is an interesting one. Black and White specifically, you only get so many Pokemon post-game. And then in the post-game, obviously, the rest of the region opens up. You get the fishing rod, and that allows you access to non-native species, shall we say. So that just adds post-game complexity. The big thing I think about Black and White is the experience curve. You know, if you ever hear people talking about experience curves in different games, you might hear Black and White being mentioned as its own thing, and that's because in Gen 5 they changed it to where if you've got a Pokemon that is weaker than the Pokemon you're facing off against, if you win that battle, you will get more experience than you normally would. Like, traditionally. But if you're over-leveled, you'll get less experience. And that's actually part of what makes the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Professor Oak Challenge so obnoxious from the beginning, because if you remember when I was doing that in the first section before the first badge, I was happy to see Onyx and get like, what was it, 10 experience? Because the Geodudes only gave like 8. It was such a slow crawl. Like, so slow going. But that's just how it was. Number defeated, 1 out of 1. I had to do it. Just to confirm you weren't shaking, because I wasn't paying complete attention. No. So the Black-White experience curve applies to every game from Black and White onward, except for Gen 6. X, Y, and Oris. I don't know why they didn't have the Black-White experience curve. It's almost as if they decided to remove it, and then in Gen 7, it's like, actually, we're going to bring it back. That said, I don't actually know if it applies to Let's Go or not, but the proper, I don't know why I waited for that, the proper main series games from there do utilize the Black-White experience curve. Where, again, more experience if you're under-leveled, less experience if you're over-leveled. Black 2, White 2... I don't know of anything in particular. Gen 5 does introduce the season mechanic, though, and if you're not going to be time warping, then, well, you can't complete it any faster than 4 months, probably. And if you need different months across multiple sections, then, well, again, if you're not changing the clock to get that over with faster, it's gonna take a while. Gen 6, X and Y, Honestly, I don't know if there's anything particularly obnoxious about those games. Oh! Yeah, I just probably peaked the mic a little bit, but hopefully the compressor did its job. Right, Gen 6. You know what's bad about Gen 6? Super training. Yeah, that. You want your stone evolutions? There you go. That's how you get them. Just super training regimens and rewards from that, and yeah. But don't worry, it only gets worse as we get further in, believe it or not. But yeah, that affects Oris as well. Oris wouldn't be too bad because you have experience all. That's actually something. Gen 1, don't forget, it's the experience all instead of the experience share, in the sense that every Pokemon in your party gets experience, but it gets divvied up more equally. So it's a lot less experience for everybody, even though everybody is getting experience. Yay. 50. Yeah, even this game has the updated one. As of Gen 6, the experience all was brought back, so experience share for all. Oh, of course. Okay. I'm fine with this. EV Outbreak, let's go. Won't get a shiny, but let's go. Not the stupid games. There's also the Dex Nav. I almost called it Dev something or other. The Dex Nav and Oris, that makes that a little bit nicer because you can kind of hone in on a specific Pokemon if you've seen it before, which is nice, but there's a lot going on in Oris, so that makes it a little bit more obnoxious. The post-game will have a lot of stuff in it during the Delta episode. I think that's when stuff starts opening up. Plus you have all the legendaries returning. Gen 7. Gen 7 is a right old pain in the ass. Yeah, I figured you'd be right there. Gen 7 is a right old pain in the ass because not only is there Island Scan, but there's also the Archipelago, whatever it's called. And, they're all brown. Darn. Don't take that out of context. I'm not being racist. Regular Eevee is brown, shiny Eevee is white. But, yeah, there are Pokemon that you can recruit, in a sense. Pokemon that can just randomly show up. What is it? Pelago. Pokepelago. That's what it is. You can have wild Pokemon that show up, and sometimes you can actually get them to stick around. That's an obnoxious mechanic. Then in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, you also have the the wormholes to deal with. Fuck you, honking your horn. Let's see, what else? Yeah, Gen 7, mostly the Pokepelago Island, Isle of Beans, or whatever it is. The one with the tree, that's where you can get wild Pokemon showing up that you can potentially recruit, because that adds Pokemon to the list of things that you can get at a certain time. And it's an annoying mechanic because it just means more waiting. Hurry up and wait. Gen 8 is also not a fun gen, because obviously there's the DLCs. Whether or not you include that is up to you. I don't know why I'm going this way, but I am. But also on top of the DLCs, you just have the raid dens in general, which adds a whole bunch of Pokemon that you can get. Which again, unless you cheese the time, unless you get a lot of wishing stars, I guess, you're gonna just have to wait for them to regenerate every day. And I don't think you're getting a lot of wishing stars early on. So that adds a lot of extra time and work. You know, RNG, just kind of like what I'm doing now. Because, you know, was RNG kind? Did it generate a Pokemon in the tree? No? Alright, gotta wait for a little bit longer. Except the raid dens are that much worse. You know, in a sense, because you can't just back out and re-enter the area and have different sets of dens. Again, you have to time warp, which, depending on how you choose to play the game, you might decide against abusing that mechanic, because it's not intended. You're not supposed to be able to change the date on the Switch and still have the daily events update. There's a way to abuse that, but you're not supposed to be able to. Already talked about Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. This game, obviously, it's honestly not too bad if you're just catching the Pokemon. Like, yeah, you have to evolve them, but whoop-de-doo, that's not that bad. Research level 10 is also not that bad. Jesus. Somebody driving with a trailer. Driving past him. The trailer was loud as hell. Going over some of the bumps just down the road. Yeah, research level 10 isn't too bad. Because again, like for the Geodude, what's the best way to get research level 10? Catch 3. And then, I don't know, probably defeat them. Maybe catch 3 or 6 and then defeat 2 with water type moves and defeat 4 or 5. Yeah, that would actually be enough. Catch 6 and then defeat 3 with water or grass type moves, and that would be your research level 10. Basically, the way that you calculate that is for every check mark, it's 1 point if it doesn't have the red arrows. So, like, these only give 1 point per check mark over here. But these, the 2 red ones, give 2 points per checkpoint. And so you want to get up to 10 points total, and that will be research level 10. So research level 10 is a bit more work, but not terrible. And obviously, perfecting the decks like I am, well, I don't think I need to explain that one. Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet's a weird one. Because yet again, you have that whole thing of being able to... It's a rock. Being able to complete the decks fairly early. Kind of like in Kanto. Except, unlike in Kanto, you can do that from the very beginning. You can get over 350 Pokemon before a badge is obtained. Because obviously the entire region is open from the start-ish after the first 50 minutes or to an hour or so. And you don't even need to wait that long, because if you abuse being able to, you know, throw Pokemon across a gap, you can get a Pokemon just the right spot, you can, you know, just Oh, look, I teleported over there. Now I can get out. Don't even have Koraidon at that point. Or Miraidon. You don't even have the ride Pokemon at that point. You can literally just teleport across the cap, get out into the rest of the world before you've even gone through the early game. There's no reason not to. You might as well just get it over and get Koraidon, Miraidon, so you can ride on them and get around a little bit faster. But yeah, you have to catch 350 plus Pokemon without having any badges, without having any upgrades. And keep in mind, unless you catch a Pokemon at level 20 or lower, they're not going to want to obey you. Same thing applies to Sword and Shield. They're not going to want to obey you at that higher level. So you pretty much have to rely on using Pokemon that you obtain at level 20 or lower. And you can evolve them, or you can level them up past that level. You just have to catch them at that lower level. What else? 350 Pokemon. Then you don't even get to beat Cloth once you have all that, 350 or so Pokemon. You have to do another badge first, because that unlocks more Pokemon? I forget which badge. So you're still not going to be able to move very quickly. I think you have to go for the, Which one unlocks surfing? Is that the desert Titan? Or is that Bombardier Titan? Either way, you have to get the surfing one, because surfing unlocks more, I think. Because I think there are a couple of Pokemon locked behind water. I could be wrong. I'm going off of memory here. My memory's not the best in this regard. But, you know, there's that. And obviously, there's going to be stuff locked behind Area 0. Order of abilities regardless which Titan? No. No. Each Titan unlocks a different ability. Each Titan is assigned a specific ability. It's not just unlocked in an order. So if you want, you can go get gliding long before you get running. And of course, Gen 9 also has the DLC, so you got Kitakami and the Indigo Disc. Now, Indigo Disc is a bit of an odd one, because, like, you can complete Kitakami in full, the entire story of it, before ever getting a single badge. In fact, there was a speed run of the Teal Mask on Sunday at SGDQ. And yeah, they just went straight from getting out of the school, because they all agreed that, yeah, there's no point in actually playing the first 50 minutes, because it doesn't affect the rest of the run. So they start after that initial bit, and then just go straight to Kitakami and deal with the story there. Indigo Disc is a bit different, because you can go to Blueberry Academy and you can do some stuff, but you can't progress past a certain point. So you can catch most of the Pokemon there. I would assume you'd be able to unlock... Snacksworth wouldn't be available, but I'm pretty sure at least. I think you have to become champion for that. But I would assume you'd maybe be able to unlock the starters? I don't know. Because, I mean, who actually started a new save to play through the Indigo Disc? I don't know if you can unlock the starters on a pre-E4 save. Can you? Can you upgrade the club room? I've only played through the story once, and by the time the Indigo Disc came out, I had long since completed the main story. I don't know how that works, but you can still catch the Pokemon in that area. So, if you include the DLC, that's gonna be like over 400 Pokemon easily, I think. So, yeah. Gen 7, 8, and 9 are definitely on the higher end of the scale. Heart Gold and Soul Silver as well. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are up there, but not as bad. Alongside, I believe, like Oris and X and Y, probably because of the super training, whatever it is. I don't know, the thing I didn't really ever play around with that allows you to like EV train your Pokemon and get items as rewards. Oh hey, Magikarp. Actually I want to send Jolteon out. That does nothing to the Pokedex for now because it's 5 out of 8, but it's still progress. Oh right, I forgot about the Eevee outbreak. Shit, I still have to do that. I'm sitting here like I'm trying to finish up this discussion of what Kiosk asked, and then I'll just wrap up the stream. No, I've got Eevee to spook. Fortunately, this shouldn't take too long because they're Eevee, so I can literally just spook them away. And it's raining, so there's no fire horse nearby. Bruh. Four at a time, Kiosk. And it looks like that's it. Oh well. I don't have perfect odds for Eevee because there's a request that I can't do until later in the game. So my odds aren't as high as they could be, but the odds with a mass outbreak, they're not that different. So, is what it is. 1 in 140 or so, I think it is, odds. Pretty good. 140, 150, somewhere around there. Multiply that by like 12 to 16, well 10 to 16 I think typically, and you got pretty good odds of a shiny, but obviously didn't look out there. Oh well. I did get one shiny, which is just sitting in the box somewhere. Oops. Sorry, Wurmple. Bruh. Stay in place. Stay in place. There we go. It's a stupid habit of mine, but I always like to just park in the same spot, if you will. And then double save, because why not? So yeah, if you go on the Professor Oak subreddit, r/Professor Oak, Professor Oak Challenge subreddit, I should say, there are ranking lists that people have made of the different things. Save 30. Yeah, exactly. Just save, save, save. Let me get this, put it back to where I want it to be. Haven't done an evolution this week, but that's fine. It's not like I'm going to complete this anytime soon. In fact, let me look. Let's see, top post. Well, the absolute top post got a shiny Latios in Gen 4, is that? It would obviously be Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Where is somebody have a tier list, or am I gonna have to specifically search for tier list? I'm gonna have to specifically search for tier list. Let's see. From some user, it's the second result back, posted only 1 month ago. The extremes: Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Black 2, White 2. So obviously there's something about Black 2, White 2 I forgot. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Heart Overall, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Sun, Moon, and Platinum. Difficult in one area: Black, White, Diamond, Pearl, Sword and Shield. I don't know if that includes the DLCs or not. Also, I don't think this is as up to date as it can be. It's missing some games. Step up from Easy, Emerald, XY, Oris. They're just annoying in some cases. Easy with low number of Pokemon, the Gen 1 games. Easy with broken pickup, Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green. Like I said before, Emerald has the updated pickup table, so it's not as easy. And then able to be speedran. Let's go. You'll note a distinctive lack, though, of, well, anything past Sword and Shield, despite being submitted 1 month ago. The bot that reposted from 3 years ago. Well, there you go, that's why. Somebody's response to it. For Scarlet Violet, I would rank difficult in one area, if only because that one area would be pre-badge 1. Has to deal with those blasted terror raids. Oh, right! Terror raids. That's also an obnoxious aspect of Scarlet Violet. BDSP might rank similar with Gen 4 Sinnoh. Similar. It has different challenges. Maybe a little bit more difficult. And Legends could be placed a step up from Easy. Just above Emerald at worst. It depends on how you play it. Just catching Pokemon? It's, yeah, a step up from Easy. Research level 10? I mean, it's not really difficult in one area, but I don't know if it would really qualify as step up from Easy. I guess it might. Perfecting the dex? I would put it higher up on the list. Anyway. Enough of that. There's, like I said, there's a number of games that are harder. And that list actually isn't a bad representation of what. I forget exactly what about Black 2, White 2 makes it that obnoxious. What is it? Can't be the Entralink, because that's shut down. I don't think Join Avenue has anything to do with it. Now I'm curious. I'll have to look that up. Or, I could do it right now. Didn't need any of this because I only found one shiny and it wasn't helpful. Yeah, let me pull that subreddit back up. Subreddit page. Professor Oak. Mulax's guides. Yeah. Name a game. Odds are Mulax has a guide for it. Even separate guides. Sword and Shield base game. Sword and Shield with expansion pass. Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet with DLC. I have considered doing those as well. But obviously I settled on Legends first. And, yep. Okay, I honestly don't know exactly what makes this so difficult. Other than the experience curve is again not ideal. This is looking okay. I mean, it's not going to be a walk in the park necessarily, but it's pre-Elite Four already. Ah, the post-game. The post-game, lots of Pokemon. And then there's the character trades. Daily events. Oh boy, the post-game is full of Pokemon, and then there's who's missing. So yeah, I don't think there's necessarily like one obnoxious mechanic outside of the experience curve. I think it's just the experience curve and the post-game are not great. But I haven't played that game yet. I haven't played anything pre-Gen... well, 7.9. Let's Go isn't really Gen 7, let's be real here. It's technically Gen 7, but... I'm sorry, I just cannot call that Gen 7. It's not really a Gen 7 game, even if it doesn't really fit in with Gen 8 either. But regardless. Enough about Pokemon for the night. When's the next stream? It's a Gen 1 remake released during a certain generation, which it would be released during Gen 7. Just like how BDSP is Gen 8. They're Gen 4 remakes, but they're Gen 8 games. They're literally running on the Gen 8 battle engine. Which you know because Fog is a fucking joke in battle. Thank you for not changing that. Seriously. Fog in battle? It's just misty terrain. Or something like that. Fog is not an issue. The fog is deep? Nah. Left that in the past. Which is funny because then Legends actually gets the proper implementation of fog, where the fog is deep even if it doesn't actually say that line. So your accuracy is reduced. Yeah. BDSP didn't get that though. Thank fuck. Fuck fog. But yeah, next stream probably Friday, Aceto. Max said he wanted to test some things. I don't know if we're going to test some things or not. I need to test my client. I have since updated things, so hopefully I don't get blinded by the light. Because, you know, it's a good song, but I don't want to be blinded by the light again. That literally cost me having a good result potential last weekend. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically I got flashbanged by the game. Like, legitimately, my screen just went pure white. Multiple times. It was great. Highlights will be out next Monday of that. And don't worry, I've done some work to not make it as bad. So, you too won't be blinded by watching those highlights if you decide to do that. Anyway, that'll be on YouTube next Monday at the usual time. Next stream, probably Friday night for more Aceto. Probably, but EJ won't be around because not only is it 4th of July weekend, but also it's his birthday tomorrow. The 4th. Yeah. So he's taking off or something. I don't know. All I know is he's not going to be around, so yeah, we'll see what happens with FNR. Otherwise, GTA on Saturday. We still don't have random races. There is a workaround for it. There is a bypass. However, it's the sort of thing that we're not doing. Yeah, no, we're not happening. So, still no unofficial random races. I think Rockstar, or rather, I think Cockstar has fucked some things up, considering we didn't get any best laps Instead, we got total time as best laps, and total time was blank. I think they messed something up. But I'm pretty sure that it was still intentional to block user-created races, because just earlier this week, just a couple days ago, actually, was it Monday or Tuesday? Either way, they blocked user-made races in Chaos Perico. There's an easy workaround for that, but still, stop taking away our fun. And on that note, let's just get this stream over with, because I'm 20 minutes over the expected end time. So yeah, next stream Friday, probably Saturday maybe. You know what the deal is, just play it by ear. Otherwise, I am going to run some ads on the way out, as I usually do. If you don't want to stick around for them, that's fine. You're not going to miss anything if you do leave, though it's always appreciated if you stick around, because, well, especially if you're a subscriber, you're not going to see ads, but if you're not, just mute the tab, put it in the background or something. It makes me hardly anything, but it does add up over time. It's always appreciated, but again, if you don't want to, then just leave. I suggest going to watch SGDQ. I'm not going to raid them, but yeah. Summer Games Done Quick over on the Games Done Quick Twitch channel. Supporting Medicine Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders. Great thing. Are they up to $600,000 yet? I wouldn't be surprised. I think they were at like $560,000 or so when I went live. Yeah, that'd be my recommendation. But I'm not going to raid them. Just going to do my usual. So, that being said, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully, I'll see you next time. Later.